Welcome to the Bryan Car Show for 2018. We're downtown Bryan on a Thursday night, and I've got Dana Andrews with me right now. Dana, hard to imagine, man, the year's starting already.
Yeah.
It started already,
It started already.
Yeah. You guys have already had a couple shows already this year, right?
We started the 17th of May.
Okay.
So we've had more than a couple.
Yeah,
so,
you have had more than a couple.
Yeah.
Tonight is Orphan Night, I think, here.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Tell me a little bit about what an orphan is.
An orphan is any car that doesn't have a company behind it anymore, like Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Edsel, Kaiser, Frazier, you name it, anything like that that either has been done away with or doesn't exist at all anymore.
Wow. How's the selection tonight of orphan cars here?
Well, I'm told we got 2 Edsels in one place, which is unusual. I don't even think they could sell 2 Edsels in one day when they were new. So we've got a couple Edsels, and I've seen a few other normal Pontiacs, Buicks, Oldsmobiles that's come through. Buick's not an orphan, but... Yeah,
but it will be probably soon, knowing the way that this thing works.
With the way it's going, yeah.
Now, for the folks that are watching, right, tell them a little bit about the shows. They're Thursday nights, right?
Yep, every Thursday night from, like I said, May 17th through the end of August. The last Thursday of August will be the last one. Every night's usually a feature night, like tonight's Orphan Night. And as always, we've got Mike Boothman as the DJ. We have 50-50 drawing, door prizes. And like tonight, we have Relay for Life selling root beer floats, Girl Scouts selling poppin' water.
Oh, wow.
And Genesis is here with free lemonade, so you shouldn't go and be dehydrated tonight.
Yeah, you should be able to sustain a thirst here tonight, haven't you? Huh? That sounds good.
Yeah.
Now, how the attendance been so far? You had a lot of cars every Thursday night here?
It's been pretty good. There was a couple of Thursdays where it was kind of rainy, cool, and we were down. I say down, we were in 30s and 40s, so. Yeah,
and you'll have that early on in the season, especially who wants to bring their beautiful automobile out if it's starting to mist and it's kind of crummy looking. They don't want to come downtown.
Right.
But if you have good nights like this one that we're having right now, the car count will be good, and there's a whole lot of fun to be had.
Yep.
Tell me about the Super Cruises.
We've had one over here during Jubilee. It was over on South Beach Street.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. We had a good turnout for that. Usually it's only about 30 for that. We had 71, I think 71. So.
Wow, that's a good night. We had just had a truck and a couple cars going through right now. Cars normally get here about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, well, that's when it officially starts. People start showing up at 4:30. So
I noticed as I went down Main Street today that there were guys already lined up on Main Street, polishing, buffing things out, making them look just real pretty tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're anxious to get up here.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And the car show then ends what time at night on Thursdays?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. So 6 to 8 on Thursday nights. And what is it? The third Thursday that's the Super Cruise here?
Kind of. It varies, but but that's still 6 to 8.
Okay. All right. But it's the third Thursday night for a Super Cruise in July and August.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Check the schedule.
Check the schedule. And where can they find the schedule right now?
Just about anywhere in Bryan. Every business, you can go on Bryan Cruise In, I believe it is.
Okay.
On Facebook, they'll have it.
And in fact, you can become a member of the Bryan Cruise In Facebook page too. There if you go up that way.
Can.
Like them and do the whole thing. Old cars, new technology. Dana, how's that, huh? Well, I'll tell you what. Here comes another car coming through. So we'll let them get through and get going. We're going to be here all night long. Dana, thank you for your time and your efforts out here and all your crew, because I know it's not just a one-man show. There's a whole lot of other folks that are out here. Why don't we name a couple names while I got you here? Give me a couple of your helpers' names.
We've got Dick and Kathy Bruce, Mike and Deb Connie, Don and Dolores, or not Don, Ron and Dolores Whitman.
Okay.
That's the committee, and there's volunteers we have that help park and that, so there's a bunch of people. It's not just me.
Well, there's a black Corvette that just went around the corner, and I'm going to go track that rascal down there right now, huh?
Okay.
All right, man. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
We'll see you in a couple more weeks for the next Super Cruise. How's that? Dana Andrews, we're on the square in Bryan. It's car show night tonight, man. Thursday night. Why don't you come down and see us?
It's the SUV sales event going on now at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We have a tremendous selection of SUVs featuring the totally new Ford EcoSport, and the best-selling Escape, Edge, and Explorer with savings of up to $7,000, and we have a tremendous selection. Front-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, cloth seating, leather seating, with and without power sunroofs. But if we don't have the exact vehicle, we can find it, usually within 24 hours. Come out today to Bryan Ford Lincoln and drive one.
I got Stuart Rosendahl here with me on the car show in downtown Bryan tonight. And Stu, tell me a little bit about this little gem that you've had for a couple of years.
Well, this clean one owner I got in 1986.
Really?
I found an obscure little ad in the Toledo paper. It said 1950 Mercury,
okay,
two-door sedan,
okay,
and a phone number.
Why a 1952 Mercury sedan?
50.
50, I'm sorry. Why
50.
the 50?
Well, when I was in high school,
yeah,
all my friends, a couple of my friends, had 50 Mercuries.
Okay, all right.
I didn't have two nickels to rub together when I was in high school.
Okay, all right.
And I either rode with somebody or bought them a little gas.
Yeah.
And my brother and I shared a 41 Chevy Coupe.
Okay.
You know how that would work out.
Yep, shared it, trying to go on dates
yeah.
and back and forth
Yeah.
and everything else.
And they all had 50 Mercuries.
Okay.
I had wanted one. I'm 75. I'd wanted one for more than 50 years.
Wow.
And, well, actually 40 at the time. And I found this car and I went to Toledo. My brother-in-law took me and I bought it.
That's amazing.
The guy's name was Joe Paradise.
Joe Paradise.
Paradise Pools and Spas.
Ah, I remember that name, yeah.
Joe Paradise, yeah.
So what's the history on the car then? Is they had it for a while or
well,
not?
he bought it from someone I've got acquainted with that originally resurrected the car.
Okay.
The car was not like this when I got it. It was
Okay.
this color, but not like this.
Okay. So tell me what you've done to it since you've had it. What are the changes?
Well, first thing I did was I took all the chrome off of it and put 150 louvers in the hood.
Okay. All right.
And then I put the dummy spotlights on it.
Yeah.
Customized it, you know. And I lowered it. I heated the coils and put lowering blocks on it. Still had the flathead in it.
Okay. All right.
For 11 years, I run the flathead.
Okay.
Kind of the original engine. It was a Ford engine, but it was a flathead. And I kept doing little things to it. I put the side pipes on it. Then advanced forward 11 years, actually 9 years, I found a Cadillac engine. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay, all right.
In 1991,
Yeah.
I took a Cadillac LaSalle 3-speed transmission. That's that big floor shift you see in there.
Okay. All right.
I put it in back of the flathead. Really a neat setup. But I wanted more power. So then in 95, I found this Cadillac engine in Defiance with a story. I bought it from a man that was in the radio business. I bought it from a man that had got it from an old gentleman that was in the radio business.
Okay.
WNOW.
Okay. All right.
Glenn Thayer.
Glenn Thayer. Yep. All right.
Glenn Thayer. He had passed away. They sold all of his stuff. This engine appeared. He had this engine. Then old Russell Goebel out here at Goebel Wrecking had got him back in 1959.
Okay. All right.
It's a 59 engine. So I had a friend of mine that's got a rod shop in the Evansport area, Phil Goler. I contracted him. I'd be a sous chef. We put this engine in here.
Okay.
Not without a lot of cleaning and some modifications. It's a Mercury radiator. We made some serious changes to the radiator, single outlet rather than dual outlet. I chromed everything. It's a stock engine. The 3 carburetors were added the following year. Those are Cadillac carburetors.
Oh,
off
wow.
Of a 59 Cadillac.
Okay.
And I shined them up, rebuild them, put them on. My car sounds good, but not that good.
Not as good as that as whatever that one was. Yeah, I got
you. It's got a 59 Studebaker alternator on it. And I've chromed the dickens out of everything. The underside has got green strobe lights.
Oh, wow.
That I turn on at night when people think the circus is in town.
Now, you named this car, too. Where'd the name come
Clown.
from?
My wife's name is Sally.
Oh,
the
okay.
famous song of the 50s is Kathy's Clown.
Right, yes.
Kathy's Clown. That played it all the time. But
Okay.
my wife's name is Sally, and it just was appropriate that I named my car Sally's Clown.
Yeah. After you.
Yeah.
What did you do to the interior of this car? Was that anything that you worked on as well?
Well, the interior is kind of like it was, but not the same. It's been carpeted and pinstriped and painted and chromed, and they say if they don't go, shine them, and mine is shiny.
It's a good looking car, Stu.
It's a beautiful car. I love it. I put the Fulton sun visor on it. That's a for real 1930s, 40s, early 50s sun visor. That's all aluminum. Aftermarket. Says Fulton on it. They're hard to find when they're not all bent up.
Wow.
They're adjustable. They would fit your grandma's Buick or grandpa's Oldsmobile or a 50 Mercury.
Or Stu's 50 Mercury.
I got another one at home in my garage if you need one.
Well, at this point, I don't think I'm going to be buying a 50 Mercury, Stu.
Well,
this does fit that orphan car the theme for tonight, though, doesn't it? Huh? There's no more Mercuries.
Yeah, no more Mercuries. No, that's right. No more Mercuries.
So how often do you get this thing out and take it out?
Oh, every week. I drive it a lot. If you see it on a trailer or a rollback, that's because it's broke. It don't break very often.
If it's not broken, it's driving.
And you've got to sit in the other seat sometime, and I'll take you out south of town to the county line and bring you back to town. I want you to listen to something.
Okay, that sounds good. Is that the police cars trying to track us down behind us?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'd be nice. I just want you to listen to the carburetor.
I would love to do that sometime.
And say uncle.
Well, Stu, thank you, man, for the time.
Hey,
Thanks for bringing the car
bet.
out tonight and being part of our program here today.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
Back here at the Bryan Car Show on a Thursday night in downtown Bryan, I've got Ron Price with me right now. I got Bryan and Ryan and Ron all put together. Ron, how's that? Ron's from Fayette, though.
Fayette, Ohio.
And this is definitely the description that Dana gave me for an orphan car. There has not been an Edsel on these streets for a long, long time.
Well, there's two of them here tonight.
That's what I heard.
There's the one, the brownish colored one right over there, 58. So.
And where'd you find this one at,
This
Ron?
one kind of found us. This was a real police car.
Okay.
It was used in the Avon Lake, Ohio area, which is a little suburb west of Cleveland. And that was in service for 59, 60, 61. Then they traded it back in for more patrol cars.
I'll be darned.
But it did 3 years of service. And we were down to Dayton, Ohio for an international Edsel meet down there back in 1990. And we had a yellow and white 58 Edsel station wagon, not that Chevy.
Oh, yeah, that we saw last year with you in Montpelier, yes.
And so the gentleman was sitting at the table with us at our banquet. Got to talking about his car, and he said, well, I've got an old police car, and I'm a retired police officer. And so we struck up a deal, and I bought the car. But it was converted into just a regular, ordinary automobile.
Okay,
Because when it was taken out of service, they took things off. But when we sanded it down to have it repainted, we could find some body holes and stuff that had been filled. And then we went to the department and got some old pictures and put it period correct. And the radio system that's in the car, of course, it doesn't work now, but it actually came out of patrol cars that I drove in Adrian, Michigan at the time when I was an officer. And they had changed radio systems. And I was up having lunch with the chief years ago, and he took me down to the supply area and said, "You need one of these radios in the car." So we put it in, and I left Adrian and went to Provo, Utah, and retired out of Provo.
I'll be darned, okay.
Two places, but we drive this car. It's fun, people really appreciate it, it runs good. And we were in Toledo Sunday as the Toledo Police Department put on every year a Cops and Rodders car show out at the Police Museum. And they allow all the vintage patrol cars to park up by the front of the museum. And there was 24 cars. We had a Detroit car, Chicago car, Cleveland, a lot of cars. And we were coming home about 4 o'clock, and we were on US 20, and we were about 90 seconds behind a very severe car crash out on US 20. And so this car went back into service, red light on. I'm out there giving first aid and directing traffic till a deputy came up. And I was never so glad to see a deputy to take over, and then I continued the traffic until rescue got there. And
that is amazing. You got to believe if you're on the highway, all right, and you have this car stopped, lights flashing, okay, and you probably dressed like this somewhat, or you're coming back from the show, so you're pair of shorts and a t-shirt or something?
I had my police hat. I put it on.
Okay, all right. I'm kind of wondering whether anybody, they had at least double take on that whole thing, I would think, Ron.
Nobody challenged me.
Oh, there you go.
But I've got a Toledo Police Show t-shirt on, and when the deputy pulled up, I said, "Well, we've got injuries here, substantial." And I said, "I haven't gotten to the other car because it was about 400 feet down the Compton Road, and this was a rollover." And I said, "But if you'll move your car off of the center line over off the road a little, I can keep one lane of traffic going until rescue gets here and blocks it all up." And he said, "Go for it." So he went and did his job, and I'm doing.
And you did yours. That's amazing.
Brought back some memories. But you know what? My arm was getting tired.
I can believe that. I can believe that. But I bet the old vehicle here probably was happy to be back in service at that point in time.
So.
That would be my guess. So, Ron, with the there you go. How difficult was it to find all of the parts that you needed once you converted this back into the police car that we're seeing right now?
Not too terribly bad.
Okay.
It really wasn't. A couple of years to pick everything up. But then at the Toledo show, I had a guy come up and say, "How does radar work?" So I was telling him, because the Cleveland car there had a radar unit.
Okay, all right.
So I was telling him all about it, and I told him I didn't like to run radar. I like to write real traffic tickets. And he said, "Well, what's it worth?" I said, "Well, $100 probably, or whatever." I said, "Why, you got one?" He said, "Yeah, I do. It comes in a little hard case, foam rubber, then it's got the headset or cone on it, and the little dial and the tuning forks." And I said, "You want to sell it?" He said, "Well, I'm getting prices."
Okay.
And I gave him my card, and I said, "Check with me last." I said, "I'm interested." So I would love to get a vintage radar.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I can just see you now sitting up in Fayette, okay? Got your sirens going, your flashing light moving, the radar out there, and you're writing tickets, Ron. How's that?
In my driveway.
In your driveway. Hey, thank you for taking the time and telling us the stories. What a wonderful car. And, do you still have that station wagon we saw last year?
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to run into you down the road, I'm sure. Again, I want to see that one more time.
All righty.
Very good. Ron Price for Fayette, part of our Cruise-In special here tonight on Q96.5 FM and BMU TV.
It's the SUV sales event going on now at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We have a tremendous selection of SUVs featuring the totally new Ford EcoSport and the best-selling Escape Edge, and Explorer with savings of up to $7,000, and we have a tremendous selection. Front-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, cloth seating, leather seating, with and without power sunroofs. But if we don't have the exact vehicle, we can find it, usually within 24 hours. Come out today to Bryan Ford Lincoln and drive one.
We're on the square in Bryan again as the Q96.5 FM Facebook and BMU TV are out here at the car shows for 2018. And Larry Beck with me right now, and you've got your granddaughter with you, Larry.
Yes, I do.
Larry, you're a Montpelier guy, I think?
Yeah, originally I live here in Bryan now.
Well, that's good. And I was told, too, that you were one of the guys that made the man that KB is now, Chris Price.
Oh.
That you formed him, you shaped him, you made him the wonder god that he is right now that we know. That too.
Back in the old ball playing days.
So you were a coach up at Montpelier for a while?
Yep.
Oh man, it's good to have you here tonight. Car that you got right now, tell me a little bit about this one.
Okay, I went in the Army. I was in the service for 3 years. And I got out of the service in November 1966, and I needed a car. And John Melton's building out here was brand new.
Yeah, right.
They were having the grand opening, and this car was sitting on the showroom.
You got it. You've had it since then. You're the original owner of this automobile.
I bought this car on the 29th of November 1966.
Oh my gosh! And it looks like a brand new one right now, man.
I took good care of it.
You did take good care of it. Was this your daily driver then, Larry?
I drove it for 6 years.
Okay.
And then put it in the barn, and then got it out in 1980.
Wow.
And a guy worked on it, did a little body work, and repainted it.
Oh, that is amazing. This was the original color though, right?
Oh, yeah.
This red?
Oh, yeah.
And all the interiors,
It's
all the
all
same?
original.
Nothing's been really touched on this car.
Got that fancy pearl red in it, they call it.
Oh man, that is gorgeous. What brought your eye to this car when you went out to that parking lot that day?
Well, it was inside the showroom.
Okay, all right.
Well, you couldn't hardly miss it.
I guess not.
No, I wasn't going to buy a convertible, but Leo Rickard was the salesman, and he said, I'll give you a good deal on that car, so I bought it. $3,200.
I was going to ask you that if you were going to tell me how much was $3,200 for that automobile.
Yeah.
Now, if you go out to see Chip Wood right now, okay, out of that same kind of building, all right, and you ask him to buy a convertible, I bet he's going to be hard pressed to find one that's going to be priced at $3,200.
Yeah, it's got to be a junker sent out. Yeah.
If you want to put a zero on the end of it and then start adding the options, you might be okay.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, it's hard to imagine. So you drove it for 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. You put it in the garage.
Put it in a barn there with cement floor, and I covered it up.
Yeah.
Started once in a while. Then in 1980, I got it out and did the work on it, and I just drive it in the summertime off and on ever since.
I'll be darned. Do you go to all the car shows or just here in Bryan, or where do you
Not
have
many car shows anymore. It's hard for a big car like this to compete against them pretty little Camaros and Mustangs.
Sure.
They like them. Nobody likes the big old cars anymore.
Well, I think you got one there too, Grandpa, that likes this car pretty well. Do you like this car pretty well? Yeah. So she came up from Columbus today, and did you have to twist her arm at all to hop in that car with you?
Grandpa, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Okay, we're going.
That is fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what. It just goes to show you that if you put your mind to it, okay, and you go buy one and take care of it, that it'll last forever. Who said that American cars back in the 60s couldn't last, 50 and 60 years, huh?
Yeah, whoever would have thought, though, they'd have it that long.
Yeah, it's amazing. The 500 basically evolved after that and became all kinds of different automobiles, I think, in the Ford line.
Yeah, it did.
They changed the number, but that Galaxy nameplate was there for quite a while.
Long time.
It really was. Well, Larry, I'll tell you, we appreciate your time. What a beautiful car.
Oh, thank you very much.
Are you taking her out for ice cream afterwards or anything like that?
Yep.
If you didn't know already, she was shaking her head up and down.
She already said that already. I said, well, we sure can.
Car shows, ice cream, it's a whole lot of fun. You need to come down and join us every Thursday night here on the square from 6 till 8. Bryan has a car show. We'll try to get down for the next Super Cruise. The Super Cruises are the third week in every month, so the third week of July, the third week of August. And you will have fun, I guarantee it. 6 o'clock till 8 right here on the square.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
Q96.5 FM and BMU Cable Channel 3, and we're at the Bryan Car Show tonight. I'm Jim Funderburg, along with Rick Warner. Rick, good to see you.
Same here.
You got that New York Yankees hat on right now. Are you a Yankees fan?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Those guys are doing pretty well this year.
They are doing really good this year. Yeah, they've been up there before close, but
yeah,
this year they're doing real well.
I think they got the hammers they need this year. It's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
Now, where are you from?
Montpelier.
Montpelier.
Yeah.
And you have a car here that really fits the theme tonight, being an orphan car. Tell me what you got over here.
It's a 1951 Henry J, made by Kaiser.
Now, for a lot of folks, and I've heard an awful lot about an awful lot of cars, but a Henry J is not one that's all that familiar, I think, to most people.
No, most of them was cut up for the drag strip.
Really?
Because of the light body.
Okay,
It was
all
a
right.
small body, and they chop them up, put a straight axle under them, put a big Hemi engine in them, and run them on the drags.
I'll be darned.
There's not too many originals left. They're all cut up.
So how long was Kaiser in business? Any feel for that?
They was, I don't know, not for sure, but they was in business from till like the middle 50s, early 50s.
Okay.
But this was the first year, 1951 was the first year for them.
I'll be darned. I'll be darned.
And they wanted to make one. They needed money, so the government said they couldn't sell it for more than $1,300.
Really?
So when the very first ones didn't have a trunk lid on them, and they didn't have a glove box in them.
They're very base cars.
Yeah.
Why the stipulation on that for the $1,300?
I don't know.
Any
The
feel for that?
government's mandated by the government.
I'll be darned. They were built out of where then? Where was Kaiser's location of manufacturing? Do you know?
No.
But it was
No,
an
I don't.
American-made car.
Oh, yeah.
Because back at that point in time, we weren't seeing any imports really on the shores of the United States.
They was all American made.
Yeah, they all were. So how many, were there other models of this car, or is this the only car that they made?
There was two. There was a standard.
Okay.
It had the 4-cylinder engine in it. This is the deluxe, and it's got the 6-cylinder
I'll be
flathead
darned.
in it. So.
Wow, what an automobile. How fast is it? Does it go pretty quick?
No.
No. But when they modify them a little bit, they go fast. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Let me put it this way. Coming over here, I didn't get any bugs on my windshield because they was going faster than I was.
Well, there you go.
So.
What's top end on this bad boy?
Oh, I don't know. I've had it up to 60.
Okay, all right.
It's getting up there now.
That's rolling pretty fast.
Yeah, it's got overdrive in it.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Now, what have you done with it? Is this a way that you bought it, or?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you done any work with it at all, as far as
Nothing
modification?
No.
Okay.
No, the guy before changed it over to a 12-volt system, and he didn't do all the work, so I went through all the gauges and everything and converted them over.
Because an awful lot of people don't remember that these were all 6-volt back in the day.
6-volt positive ground.
Yeah. So you turned it all to a 12-volt negative ground and got it ready to go for the modern world.
Yep.
Now, do you do quite a few shows? Do you get out with it very much?
This is the first time I've had it in Bryan. I just bought it last fall.
Okay.
So I haven't had it out too much yet.
And why did you buy this one, man? What brought you to this car?
I always liked them. I don't know. I just seen them for sale, and I thought I'd ought to have it.
Where'd you buy it from?
It came from over by Auburn, Indiana.
Okay.
A gentleman over there he had 6 of them.
I'll be darned.
And I thought he ought to part with one of them anyway. So.
And did you pick the one he was going to part with, or did he pick the one?
He did.
Okay. Does he still have the other 5?
This was the best one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The rest of them needed restored and things like that. But
how many vehicles like this are around? They've got to be getting scarce, right?
Yeah. There ain't too many of them.
Yeah, because I watch a lot of car shows on TV, and you don't see many Henry J's showing up when they do interviews with people or do shots throughout the crowd.
No, there ain't too many of them.
How long you going to keep it?
Oh, I don't know. somebody might come along worse than me.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that way, then at that point in time, it's always time to give it up.
Yeah.
And look for another one.
Yeah.
Do you have any other classic cars?
Oh yeah, I've got a 60 Ford Sunliner and a 56 Ford Victoria, a 63 Mercury pickup.
Wow.
Got one of them.
So what is it once you buy that first one that makes you buy that second and third one and fourth one and fifth one?
I don't know. Just a bug.
It is a bug, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what, that's a pretty bug you got sitting behind us, and we appreciate your time here today. Thanks for letting us show your car off here today on our Facebook page and on BMU TV. That'll wrap up this broadcast from BMU TV and Q 96.5 FM. Don't forget, every Thursday night we have a car show in Bryan. We're going to get to the Montpelier show yet this year. We're going to get to the Wasion Cruise In. We're also going to be back here at Bryan, and we may end up in Defiance before it's all over and done with. So thank you for watching here on the Q 96.5 FM and BMU TV.